Tonight on the news, Governor Fubara appreciates power of prayer, expresses gratitude over survival during political turbulence. Vice President Kashim Shettima heads to New York for 80th United Nations General Assembly. Plus, ECOWAS Forum in Gambia concludes with urgent call for sustainable energy funding. Good evening, you're welcome to Rstv World News. I'm Fito Benson Ajayi. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we all must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. You can subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. River State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara has credited the power of prayer for his survival during the political turbulence, with the intercession from his people keeping him standing through the challenges. The governor spoke at St. Paul's Anglican Church of Provo Town, where he worshipped with his wife, Lady Valerie Fubara, and other stakeholders in what he described as a private but spiritual significant return to his home church. Tamnobarabi Bulubo has details.
His visit coincided with the Church 2025 Harvest of Divine Possibilities and Thanksgiving celebration. Governor Fubara told them that without their prayers, it would have been difficult for him to survive the political turbulence. Describing the visit as a personal act of gratitude, the governor said he chose to worship quietly in Opopo to acknowledge God's role in his life and leadership. He thanked them for years of fasting and prayers for his survival, health and protection, insisting their sacrifice had brought divine answers, and he is starting the journey of governance again.
So it's important I come to this church, which is my last hope, to say thank you quietly before the Almighty for the numerous things that He has always done, that He's still doing, that He will continue to do, not just in my life or the life of my family, but for this state and for Nigeria at large. Let me thank everyone for your prayers. We wouldn't have survived it without your prayers. So we're here to say, first, thank you to the Almighty God, and thank you for these my native people who have always made this sacrifice of fasting, praying, for my survival, praying for my health, praying for anything that will bring shame upon my life, that God should remove it.
Tamnobarabi Iblubo, Rstv News.
Today is International Day of Peace, set aside by the United Nations to celebrate the power of global solidarity for building a peaceful and sustainable world. Nnamdi Olumi reports that the theme for this year's celebration is Act Now for a Peaceful World.
International Day of Peace commemorates the ideals of the United Nations to promote peace, end conflict, and foster global cooperation. The theme for this year's celebration emphasizes the urgent need for individual and collective action to promote peace and foster lasting change in a world marked by conflict and instability. Here in Rivers State, this year's International Day of Peace coincides with the return of Governor Siminalayi Fubara after 6 months of emergency rule. Governor Fubara, who has been widely acclaimed as an icon and ambassador of peace, did not hesitate to restate his continuous commitment to peace in the interest of Rivers State.
We must all remember the saying, the costless peace is cheaper than the cheapest war. We must rise above bitterness and division and channel our energy into rebuilding trust, fostering inclusiveness, and securing a peaceful and prosperous state for all.
Some traditional rulers, including Eze Bakabaka, king of Evo Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Eze Leslie Eke, Eze Ndibo Buruburu, His Majesty Eze Sam Wokolo, and others, describe peace as a vital instrument for the survival of the society and enjoin residents and people of Rivers State to embrace peace and support the governor to sustain the existing peace.
Everybody, like the Bible says, it says, live peaceably with all men, as much as lieth within you. So, for us to live in peace, there's an effort of everybody concerned to make sure that we have peace, from respecting ourselves, respecting each other, respecting authority, and making sure that you look out for the other person. That is peace.
And the World Peace Day, a man of peace, is at the aim of affairs of River State, and we're celebrating World Peace Day. We are at peace. The peace in River State knows no bound now. Everywhere is about celebration. In fact, this period looks like a celebration period. As if we're in a Christmas season. People are celebrating everywhere, because the man of peace has returned.
This present governor, Fubara, if he did not embrace peace, me and you will not be here today. That will be war. So I recommend him. Honestly speaking, I raise his hand because it is not easy.
However, a veteran journalist and Vice President Rivers State Council for Islamic Affairs, Aholebe Oho, said without the ingredients of justice, equity and fairness in human affairs, peace remains elusive, and called on the United Nations to focus more on social, economic and political justice.
Be that as it may, the problem is not with peace itself. The problem is what we do to achieve that peace, or what we do not do in order that there will be peace. I would rather the United Nations focused their energy on justice. We are talking about economic justice, we are talking about social justice, we are talking about judicial justice, every other thing, economic justice and all that.
As we mark this year's International Day of Peace, individuals are expected to respect the rights of others, while government should shun corruption and ensure equitable distribution of resources. By so doing, a peaceful society would be possible. Nnamdi Olimini, Rstv News.
Ndibo Buruburu, River State, His Majesty Eze Sam Wokolo, has enjoined Igbos residing and doing business in Eche to remain peaceful, united, and promote the ideals of the Igbo nation. He made the comments shortly after recognition and confirming titles and some illustrious sons and daughters of Igbo land residing in Eche local government area of the state. Nnamdi Olimini reports.
Eze Sam Wokolo, who described the exercise as a regular routine of his leadership, said the essence is to appreciate the recipients of these titles for their enormous contribution to the growth and development of Igbo land and its people, particularly those living in Eche. He expressed optimism that the recognition will spur them to do more in the service of God and humanity and advance the cause of Igbo people in Eche and River State. The royal father noted that they cannot work and succeed alone without the support and cooperation of their kinsmen, and urged them to support each other to achieve set goals.
We are encouraging them, thanking them for the good things that they are doing, and to continue doing more, and to make sure we, the people in Eche, the Igbo people living in Eche, stay peacefully with the aborigines, with the owners of the land, and make sure our people are not found in crime.
Some recipients of the titles express appreciation to the king and Igbo people for the honor and recognition done them, describing it as a call to higher duties. They are sure that they will not disappoint, but do their best to protect and promote the interest and welfare of Igbo people living in Eche and River State.
As a Igbo person, you need to live an exemplary life for people. Where is it going bad? As a chief, you come and correct it. Live exemplary life. People can learn from you. If you have, share to others.
As a young man that is about being a responsible person in a society. I am so happy to be part of it.
Members of Ezendigbo Council of Chiefs, women and youth leaders of the Igbo community in Rivers State attended the event. Nnamdi Olimini, Rstv News.
The 72nd birthday of Chief Oris Uchendu Onyeri was organized and held in low-key by members of his immediate family. New friends, few friends and associates converged at his Port Harcourt residence to pay glowing tributes to the man they described as father. Ndwaje reports that the celebrant, Chief Oris Uchendu Onyeri, spoke on a number of live issues.
This was the atmosphere created by Pope Obu Cultural Band. Speakers upon speakers took turns to eulogize a man they see as a father who took them through thick and thin, politically and even religiously. While some describe Chief Onyeri as a disciplinarian, others say he is humility personified, adding that the content of his character is worth emulating.
He's a father to all of us here. He's a man whom, if you relate with, just an eye view will tell you that this is what he needs. It's an advice.
So it's a thing of joy. Some of us might be wondering why at such a very short notice the whole place is filled with people. I think that is because of the special attribute, this special character that Chief possesses.
If you are around Chief and you are in a hurry to make money, you will not last around Chief. If you are around Chief and you talk too much, you will not last around Chief.
Honorable Dr. Christian Ahiakwo advocated adoption of Chief Oris Onyeri Godfather Godson model of politics, which has endured all through the Second Republic till now, while Dr. Goldin Ohwanda identified the celebrant's quiet moral positive influence. Others say his benevolence, courage, and respect for humanity have rubbed off on many who have come across him.
What I am today, I ascribe to him. He advises me so many things. Our godfather-godson relationship politically is the longest and the oldest, is the longest in Rivers State. And that I'm proposing that model.
Very quiet aura of positive influence. And we learn to tap from it. If you ask 100 people to speak, it will be the same 100 things. And it's a gift from God.
Chief is a builder. Chief is a builder. In fact, I have not heard Chief make open confrontation with anybody anywhere. Rather, as you act, as you speak, as you demonstrate, the highest Chief will do.
I am your student, sir, and your son. I've never regretted one day working with Chief Oris Onyeri. He has guided me aright. Even when I make mistake, he calls me, see your error, go this way.
But I still went that that problem was totally solved. This is wisdom.
So Chief, I'm happy today that Chief is still alive with us, and I pray that God will give him more years.
His character, his advice, finance, he will give you. He's a man that can look at you like this and say, Andy, you are hungry.
Responding, Dugo Kegi and former Secretary, People's Democratic Party in Rivers State, Chief Oris Uchendu Onyeri, expressed appreciation to his immediate family for organizing a get-together and admonished the people to choose their lifestyles to suit them and avoid copying others. He urged them to eat everything in moderation, exercise, take proper medication, and enjoy adequate rest to ensure longevity.
And I'm using this opportunity to advise all of you here. Our personal commitment, our head, They will tell you don't do this, don't take stuff, don't take alcohol. No, whatever you take it moderation so that you can grow old.
There was cutting of cake while prayers were offered for good health, long life and peace of mind after a toast was proposed by Barrister Abigo Obiavel. Ndung Ajie, Rstv News.
Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, has departed Abuja, Nigeria to attend the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, which is set to hold in New York, United States of America from Monday, September 22nd to Sunday, September 28th, 2025. A statement from the Office of the Presidency says Senator Shettima, representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the global event, will deliver Nigerians' national statement and join other dignitaries at the UN high-level general debate, among other side events. It added that the Vice President would announce Nigeria's new national determined contributions under the Paris Agreement at this year's UN special event on climate. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we all must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube and Facebook at RSTV Online. You can subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Still ahead on the news, California bans most law enforcement officers from wearing masks during operations. And in sports, Rivers United secured goalless draw against Congo in CAF Champions League. These and other details will come your way when we receive them. Don't go anywhere.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
I want a police that won't harass or arrest me for no just reason.
I want to be valued for my work, not feared by honest people.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
If it happen with good laws,
proper funding,
training,
and cooperation.
If it happen.
If it happen.
If it happen.
This is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Thanks for remaining with us. This is RSTV World News. The federal government has unveiled an atlas, an open source multilingual and multimodal large language model that supports Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, and Nigerian accented English. Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosu Tijani, who announced this in a statement on his X account, stated that the artificial intelligence was launched on the sidelines of the 80th United Nations General Assembly in New York. According to the minister, an atlas is developed to put African voices at the center of AI development. He added that it can be used to build chatbots that answer citizens' questions about government services in Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, or Nigerian accented English. The federal government, through the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, has announced a fresh revocation of not less than 123,000 mineral licenses. These licenses, which will now be deleted from the electronic mining cadastral system portal of the Nigerian Mining Cadastral Office, include 584 exploration licenses, 65 mining leases, 144 quarry licenses, and 470 small-scale mining leases. The Minister of Solid Development Daily Alake gave today a revocation announcement in a statement issued by his special assistant on media, Shagu Tomori, on Sunday in Abuja. The minister explained that the directive was issued due to the company's failure to comply with the requirement of paying their annual service fees. By opening up the area formerly covered by these licenses, the revocation is expected to spur fresh applications by investors looking for fresh opportunities. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has recorded major success in its war against drug trafficking with the arrest of 2 Brazilian returnees who excreted 116 wraps of heroin and cocaine at the Lagos airport. The suspects were intercepted after body scans confirmed ingestion of narcotics. A 3rd suspect was also arrested in connection with the consignment. Similarly, consignments of drugs concealed in food items and phone chargers heading to Hong Kong and New Zealand were intercepted, leading to the recovery of over 2.5 kilograms of methamphetamine and 257 grams of cocaine. NDLA Chairman Brigadier General Mohammed Bua Mawa, retired, commended the operatives for their vigor and urged them to sustain and balance approach of enforcement and wider sensitization campaign to protect communities and Nigerians' image globally. The National Pension Commission has announced a new measure to expand pension coverage in Nigerians' vast informal sector by leveraging super agents and financial technology platforms to simplify onboarding into the country's rebranding personal pension plan. The initiative was disclosed at the recent 2025 annual conference of the Nigerian Association of Insurance and Pension Editors, themed Strengthening Insurance and Pension Frameworks for Better Economy. Since the launch of the micro pension plan in 2019, uptake has remained modest, with around 200,000 contributors and about 1 billion naira in assets under management. The scheme has not gained the expected traction among Nigerians' millions of informal workers. PENCOM Director General Omolola Oluworan acknowledged that onboarding difficulties have been a major barrier to the scheme's growth. Data released by the U.S. Census Bureau and the Bureau of Economic Analysis says Nigeria earned $2.21 billion from crude oil exports to the United States in the first 7 months of 2025. The figure underscores Nigeria's continued role as America's largest African crude supplier, even though shipments have weakened compared to last year. Between January and July 2025, Nigeria shipped a total of 28.7 million barrels of crude oil to the United States. This made it the single largest African crude supplier to Washington, significantly ahead of Libya, Angola, and Ghana. The latest figures therefore represent an 8.8% drop in the volume and about a 22% decline in dollar value. The 10th edition of the ECOWAS Sustainable Energy Forum has ended in Banjul, the Gambia, with renewed calls for greater investment and cooperation in sustainable energy across the region. A 2-day gathering, which coincided with the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS and the 15th anniversary of the ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency, brought together ministers, experts, partners, and civil society groups. Discussions focused on boosting access to clean energy through the regional electricity markets, clean mobility, the water energy agriculture nexus, and clean cooking initiatives. The green hydrogen was highlighted as a strategic opportunity for the region, requiring pilot projects, financing, and stronger partnerships. California's governor has signed a bill to ban local and federal law enforcement officers, including U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, from wearing face masks while on duty. The ban, which comes into effect on 1st January 2026, is part of a series of bills that aims to protect residents from what the governor, Gavin Newsom, has called secret police roaming the streets. The ban, which is in response to the federal agents wearing masks during Los Angeles immigration raids, makes exceptions for undercover agents, masks used to protect against disease or wildfires, and tactical gear. And in sports, Rivers United earns a valuable goalless draw away to Congo in Kinshasa on Saturday as they began their CAF Champions League campaign. The pride of Rivers, back among Africa's elites, produced a disciplined display to frustrate the Congolese debutants in the first leg of their preliminary round tie. Finidi George's men had to overcome a disrupted build-up after being denied proper training facilities, and they wielded early pressure before settling into the contest. The stalemate leaves the clash finally balanced ahead of next week's decisive return leg in Uyo. Still in sports, the Flying Eagles has opened their preparation for the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup with a 1-1 draw against host Chile. The friendly in Rancagua marks the first of two turn-up matches lined up ahead of the tournament, which kicks off on September 27 in Santiago, Chile. Nigeria struck first through Ahmed Akinyele in the 18th minute. The Remo Stars defender rising highest to nod home from a corner delivered by Tahiru Meigana. According to the NFF, the Flying Eagles will also face Australia in their second warm-up game on Tuesday. Nigeria is still chasing a maiden Under-20 World Cup title, having finished as runner-up in 1989 to Portugal and in 2005 when they lost to a Lionel Messi-inspired Argentina. Do you love and care about Rivers State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights, because this is a task we all must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. You can subscribe and click on the notification bell to update on our live feeds. To end the news, a recap of some of the major stories. Rivers State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara has credited the power of prayer for his survival during political turbulence, with the intercessions from his people keeping him standing through the challenges. Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja, Nigeria to attend the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, which is set to hold in New York, United States of America, from Monday, September 22nd to Sunday, September 28, 2025. We also brought you reports that the 10th edition of the ECOWAS Sustainable Energy Forum has ended in Banjul, the Gambia, with renewed calls for greater investment and cooperation in sustainable energy across the region. That's the news. I'm Fito Benson Ajayi. Thanks for watching. Good night.